Well, it's been probably 2 hours or so, and this yogurt, if you can see, you probably can't see it on here, but it's just dripping occasionally. So what we're going to do is go ahead and take it off of here. And I've got another bowl with a little colander sitting in it. So I'm going to use that to set this down in. And then this is the what we had left of the what we drained off, and we'll just measure out and see how much it is, so we kind of know how much liquid approximately. Well, it's more than will fill my, what is that, 4 cup? Yeah, it's more than 4 cups of whey, so that's a quart, at least a quart of whey that's out there. So anyway. So I can get my knots off of here. You can drain this longer if you want to. You can let it go all day if you want to. I would suggest if somebody do that to put it in the refrigerator. This is actually, I usually have it a little drier than this, but a little full there. I'm not going to drop that down. This is the most I've actually ever done. But I've got another bowl here, and I'm going to scoop out. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do, I've got this little plastic bowl because I failed to do that. I've been failing to do this. I'm going to kind of mostly fill this up, and this will be starter for next week. So I'm going to set that aside. I don't want to add any flavor to it. And now I usually try to get approximately about two cups or so. Put it in this bowl. We'll just kind of guess that that's about it. Now I've got, I'll show you what I've got here as far as what I've got for flavoring. I've got, these are some wild blackberries. We picked them last summer. It was approximately about a cup there, and I kind of crushed them a little bit, and I added just a little bit of stevia to it. This is some fresh lime juice. I just now squeezed it, and some fresh lemon juice I just now squeezed. Of course, I've got the stevia I just showed you. I've got a strawberry stevia if I decide to do a strawberry one. I've got this is a vanilla cream that's pretty tasty stevia. I've got some regular vanilla extract.
Oops.
I also have this Torani vanilla syrup. It's sugar-free, but of course it's got Splenda, but it's a liquid Splenda, and a sugar-free raspberry. I have some others sitting back here too, but I'm not going to use them. I've got a caramel and chocolate, hazelnut, and Irish cream. So anyway, so I start out with now I've got this plain yogurt in this bowl, and I'm going to add, I guess we'll make Lori likes the raspberry, so we'll start making a raspberry. So I take some of this, and I've got my mixer here as well. I didn't show you that, but I used my mixer. You wouldn't have to use the mixer, but I found it blends it really well. And I don't really measure this, so I can't give you an idea for 2 cups how much to put in there, because it's all by taste. So I put just, I don't know, that's probably a tablespoon or so to start out with. And then I'll blend it, and then of course you got to taste it. I'm just going to taste a little bit off of here, and it's not too bad, but I like to actually add just a little bit of, make it a little sweeter than what you think it should be, because I'm going to add the blackberries to the thing. So I put about, I don't know, 6 drops there. I didn't count them. And mix this again. That's pretty good. So I've got these little containers here that are little just individual. These are, I think, Ziploc ones, but they're a half cup. And so we've been doing, we generally do a half cup, and then we each will try to eat. I haven't been eating this week because I didn't make enough last week, leaving for Lori. But I put just about a spoonful of blackberries in the bottom, and then I guess I need another spoon. I think I can pour this. Is pretty thin. Today, and we'll do we'll do at least a couple of these, maybe 3 of them. Blackberries, or berries in general, when you're looking at the at a low carb, berries are a lower carb, and so they're a little bit better to use. I'm gonna make that a little fuller. Basically, I made 2 of them out of that. I just must have had about a cup in there. That's okay. Like I say, usually it's thicker than this. I probably could have let it drain a little longer, but that's all right. It'll get thicker in the refrigerator anyway, and as it sets. And then I said earlier, I made them a little sweeter because generally they get a little more tart as they sit. I just got a little bit here. I'll add some more to it and mix up just a little bit more raspberry, because I'll try to get it up to another 2 containers where I can make 4 of these all together. More of this. More of that. That's pretty good. So I'm going to try to make a little batch of vanilla, at least show you that one. And I mean, the vanilla is good with the blackberries as well. I may not have any left to do that with, so we might not get even know with blackberries this time. Just a little bit of that left. Scrape that into this one. I may have to make one that's mixed here. Mess. I'm going to rinse this out real quick, Mike. I like to rinse that out, at least between, like when I'm doing raspberry and vanilla. And I don't worry about the beaters on the mixer. There's probably not enough there to make a difference. Should give me a ladle here, probably make this easier than using a spoon. Actually, instead of vanilla this time, I think we'll try the. I haven't done any lemon or lime yet, so I don't really know how much to add. I'm gonna try some lime here. I'm just gonna put a little bit in there because it's full strength, obviously. I'm going to make a guesstimate it's going to need some of this. So we'll put 10 drops in there, 10 or 11. Mix that up, see what it is. I think I could use a little bit more lime juice in there. I can't really even taste it.
Probably should have zested the lime.
I thought about that. I should have zested it. Yeah, I thought about zesting the lime and adding the lime zest, and I didn't do it. It's really not a big enough bowl for this mixer. Splattering some out. Have a little bit more sweetness now. 10 more drops in there. Mix this and keep it splattering. I may switch to a bigger bowl here in a minute. That's fairly tart. I think maybe it's probably all right. I'm gonna have to cross the line. Now I could put a little food coloring in there, but I don't guess I will. I mean, the only reason that the only purpose it would be to food color it is so you know what it is, without taking another. Because I'm sure the lemon's gonna look about the same. I could put a couple of drops of green in it, make it green. Maybe I should do that so we can visually tell what it is. So. I'll get that out myself. I'll get a larger bowl so I can not be splattering this out. So I'm back now. Bigger bowl, and I got me a ladle. That's probably good, and we will. See, I'm just going to dump all this lemon juice in there. And it was 1 lemon's worth of juice, and that was 3 limes on it. I left a little bit of lime left over. About 15 drops of stevia.
Still spraying everywhere.
Might need a little more sweetness, but we'll add a little bit of yellow to this, so a couple of drops ought to be enough. Maybe 3. It's supposed to be a gel, but it's not very gel-like. Stevia is a good choice. It's got no calories, and it's actually maybe better for you. That's one of those things that the jury's out on still. Pretty good. So we've got a lemon batch there. Open some more of these containers up.
Next time use the glass thing. It's got a pouring spout on it. The glass mixing bowl.
Yeah. This won't be messy. I'm gonna do all the rest of it right now. So we've got our we got 2 and about a half lemon, and there's my little extras, and we got 3. Of course, got a little low one here. I may I didn't have a lemon lime one, and we got the 4 of the raspberry. Actually, one was a little full. The lids may be hard going on those. So I think I'll make vanilla out of what's left. It's a little thicker as it's on down in there. So let me rinse this so I don't want vanilla-ish, lemon-ish vanilla. And I don't know if you can see this, but it's pretty thick on the edges, and it should roll kind of off of that tea towel. Now, one thing about the tea towel, it's got a stain on it now, but it tends to get it gets obviously dirty. You need to rinse it out really good, because we found out when you go to wash it, it may have so much yogurt Klingons on it. Trying to get this all scooped to the center. Got some hanging off the edge here. This is more the thickness I like to see. It's what we've got here coming off the edge, and I probably should have taken this down partway through and mixed it a little bit. Tried to get a little bit more of the whey out of there. But it's good. Like I said, this is the largest batch that I've made. So I like it more like that. And this probably, now that I got the pouring container, won't pour, and I'll have to dip it out. But so the worst thing about having to use this cloth is it being stuck all over the cloth, and then you have to scrape the cloth clean. But like I say, after this, we'll just rinse that cloth and try to get it good and clean before we wash it. And that is one thing about clean on this, and I think I've stressed this a little earlier, is it's very important to keep your stuff pretty clean and sterilized. And at the beginning, I had sterilized the cooker, and so because you don't want any bad bacteria in there. So we're going to add some of this Torani sugar beet vanilla syrup in here, and that's a pretty big chunk. So, and this one may not need Harlini stevia, and if I put any in it, I'll put the vanilla cream in there. Sorry about having my hand on that. I don't spot the camera though. And everything else. That's a lot thicker, and that's the way I like it. But now I will tell you that it will thicken up in the refrigerator more than it is here. Get a spoon to taste that. I might think it's gross. I'm using my fingers. So. That's pretty good, but we're going to add just a couple of drops of vanilla extract here. Well, that's more than a couple of drops, but And that's pure vanilla extract. It's not the fake stuff. Not imitation. We'll put it's about 10 or 11 drops of that in there. Mix that up. I like to have a nice vanilla flavor. I rinse my spoon off, so. It's pretty good. So we're done with these unless we want to add something else. I guess I lost that one. I got my mixer liquor here, so it's good. Set this out of the way. And this time I'm probably going to have to use, put this out of the way too. It's messy. It's thick enough I have to use a spoon to get it out of there. That's nice. That's super creamy. It's not like store-bought yogurt. That's probably too full. All right, well, we had a little bit of a video issue there, so it looks like everything amazingly got cleaned up. It did. While we were waiting on the computer to catch up, we went ahead and dipped up most of this vanilla that was left. That is really good, by the way. And I mean, this is the consistency I like to see it. It's thick and creamy. But I'm sure the other will be fine. It'll be more like store-bought, but it has a lot better flavor than the store-bought. And this is one of the things that you don't realize is the difference in the. If you don't like yogurt, you need to try homemade. It'll be a world of difference. They do so many things today in the manufacturing processes of the foods we eat that they want to speed things along. They want it at least labor intensive as possible so they can sell it to you for the most profit. So as you've seen in this video, yogurt's not hard to make. A little time consuming. This is for me. But yogurt, while it's not, it's something that isn't necessarily what the keto diets have and all these. It's really a good, important food to eat. So these little containers that we have are half a cup, and this we've been trying to each of us eat one of these a day, and they don't add that many carbs to your diet. Most of the time, a serving of yogurt's a cup. So we do a half a cup and one of these, and that's what's nice. It's measured out in this size, and so I have a jokester camera operator, so it's really good. I'm glad we had a way to use it. We can't drink the milk hardly quick enough anymore. So anyway, so I started making yogurt. I don't know, about 3 weeks ago. And we found out how much better it was than store-bought yogurt. So anyway, this one, the only mistakes I think I made is I didn't let it drain long enough. I would have liked it all thicker. But that comes again, I've never made this large a batch. So we ended up with 16 half-cup servings. So that'll last us, that's about right. We need about 14 to go to 7 days for the two of us. And so we can splurge and maybe eat one today. But that's about right. And that was, like I say, a gallon a half maybe of milk, gallon and a quart. And so, well, we'll make some more. I mean, I hope this video will be easy to follow. It's got a lot of pieces. We're gonna, well, you already have seen it by the time I say this. So anyway, that's all I got on this. We'll make some more. I don't know what we've got to show you. We're gonna make some other recipes of some different things, and that are good for the low carb, high fat. You you might be curious of what's in them and how to make them. You saw this one, pretty simple. Not a lot of ingredients in yogurt. I did save my starter, so next week when I make yogurt, I can use my starter from this week, and you can do that all the way through. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and like I said, we'll make more.